The defining theme of our generation and our children's generation is going to be climate change.
Rather than studying vertical farms in other places, we're running one ourselves, working out what it takes to run a farm like this.
We really want to transform how school foods look to promote healthy school foods that also benefit planetary health.
FixOurFood is a very ambitious 5-year research programme, and our aim is to deliver in Yorkshire a regenerative food system, prioritising dietary health, particularly for young people. Secondly, is actually working with a set of purpose-driven businesses in Yorkshire to develop an ecosystem that we can scale up. We're also working with a group of regenerative farmers. We're also working on new metrics, setting up what we call a digital dashboard to measure our progress. Plus, we're working on policy and governance. And altogether, developing that will actually transform and create system-level change within the Yorkshire food system.
Transformation really is about bringing about systemic change at quite a deep fundamental level, not just in terms of what food we eat, but also the narratives we have around it, the cultures that we have, and all sorts of other systemic elements that affect the kinds of food we produce and the impacts that that has on the environment and for people generally.
What most people have done is focus on health in school food systems and not focus on planet and climate change. So the unique position that we're in with FixOurFood is bringing both of those together. So the aim of the project really is to promote healthy school foods that also benefit planetary health.
Leaders for Change is a really exciting part of FixOurFood. It represents a group of young people from schools all across Yorkshire working with us to say this is what we think would be really effective, because we could implement something all based on the evidence, but if young people aren't going to respond to it, then it's not going to work.
The defining theme of our generation and our children's generation is going to be climate change and health crisis, obesity, food inequality, income inequality. And I think that farming has a unique role to play in providing answers to all of those things.
Part of what we're hoping to do with this project is to work with a wide range of stakeholders, with large numbers of farmers from different parts of the farming sector, with policy makers, with people who work across the whole supply chain, to really home in on what is regenerative agriculture and come to a form of definition that works for all, where we can understand what the benefits genuinely are for different types of approach of regenerative farming.
Rather than studying vertical farms in other places, we're running one ourselves, sort of action research, working out what it takes to run a farm like this, as well as researching the impacts of it. What are the success criteria for these farms in terms of sustainability and food system goals? Where are they best located? In what situations? What communities? How much community involvement is optimal?
It's amazing cutting-edge work that represents the future of agriculture in our country and how we interact with this produce, and for it to be trialled and tested here is something we're immensely proud of.
Spark is actually a community interest company, which is actually a legal form of social enterprise, and it's a really good example of these hybrid business models that we're working with in FixOurFood, and they actually prioritise social and environmental impact.
The food industry as a whole will change quite radically over the coming years, and as a business, for us it's important to be able to adapt to that change.
In FixOurFood we're using metrics to really assess how much we're transforming the food system. We can measure, for example, the climate impacts, the health impacts, and also create a sort of digital twin of the food system so that we can play around with different interventions and see how they're going to affect those metrics.
So we can do the science, but how does the science get converted into change so that we have a regenerative farming systems and that we have the people of the UK and Yorkshire eating healthily? If we can figure out how policy can align all that and the governance and decision-making processes needed to achieve that, then we'll have done something quite transformative.